Good morning, all. I'm Epstein, and here we are with your morning flash update. And this is Wednesday, the 17th of April, 2024. It is not a day where we're going to have a lot of economic news. In fact, let me just show you what we've got. You had the mortgage market headline numbers, and it's interesting. You know, mortgage rates have climbed up. If you're watching where they're at, it's stellar numbers, right? Yet, the index went up 3.3%, the purchase index went up 5%, and the refi up 0.5%. And yet this is in the face where we just saw new housing starts plunging and permits down sharply. So was that a weather phenomena and this was taking place anyways? Probably. We'll see if that comes out to be next month when we get those housing starts again. But you got to remember, March weather in parts of the country was very severe. We'll see if that was it. We're going to get the EIA petroleum stock estimates a little later this morning. They'll come out at 9:30, and at 1 o'clock, everybody will pore over the Fed Beige Book to get an idea how the different districts are looking. Now, I want to remind you that before I get into talking about the market, I put out a special report, and I haven't done one. This is like maybe the first of the year. And on it, I cover the euro currency, where I think it's headed. You know, there's been a lot of talk on parity, where the market might go one way or the other. So I cover all the different charts, video commentaries, obviously, with it. I'll talk the fundamentals. And let me give you an idea what I do. I not only did the seasonal charts, I did monthly. I gave you the percentages, markets up or down, as to how it's smoothed out over a 20-year period. There's a lot of talk about the ECB getting ready to cut rates in June, and the U.S. just keeps pushing it out. Our data is simply too strong for the Fed to cut. Yesterday, there was a phenomenal interview, which I did record and look at. Last night, the whole interview from Christine Lagarde. And yesterday afternoon, if you saw, you had Fed Chair Powell speaking with the Bank of Canada governor. And very simply put, most central banks are looking for reasons to cut, with the exception of ours. And while people say, oh, they're looking, they don't have the data to cut. Others are getting it. We saw the UK get a little data today that was a little stronger than they wanted. That could put them off just a fraction here. We'll find out. But as I said, the seasonal charts are in there. Price counts I did in there to give you an idea where the next event might carry the market. I discussed the world events that are taking place. I then cover the weekly and the daily charts to give you an idea as to what I'm seeing and why I'm seeing it. So to see the report, it's simple. You go to iraepstein.com under the word research, or you move your cursor right here. If you have questions, you're always welcome to call our staff, but it's iraepstein.com, and look at the top right, and you'll see the word research. Give it a click, and you'll see the currency report. It's only up for 3 days. It's coming off Friday. My policy is when I put these out, they're not about history lessons. They're about what I think is happening now. So pay attention. I hope you take a look at it. All right. So when we look at the markets today and we take a look at the charts, to my amazement, we're having another update. Now, there is a difference you have to recognize in the stock market. Traders aren't buying the break. And I know it's subtle and you're looking at it, but remember, each time we would get a 1.5 break, the market would get bought. You're down much more than that overall just in the past 4 days, and yet you're barely getting bounces, and that's what these are. So there's been a shift in thinking. When you look at the bonds and notes, you're getting a bounce in these markets, and that's because some of the pressure has come off the Iran-Israeli situation, and you can get proof of that in the sense that you're down in the heating oil, you're down in the gasoline today, you're down in the Brent, you're down in the WTI crude oil. Grains are a little bit all over the board right now, so I'm paying attention to that. But I think it's time we move to some of the July grains, and I'll be doing that for you as well. In foreign currency markets, the dollar's fighting to develop an embedded reading. In looking at the other markets, they're getting a little bit of a bounce. To my amazement, even the yen is getting a little bounce. We haven't had a word from the Bank of Japan, and they certainly didn't defend the 152 level. So we'll see what they like there. As the dollar's stable, the gold's giving up a little bit, but silver lost in the past 48 hours, a lot to the gold. It's making some of that back today and just coming in and saying, no, 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 no. We're not through. Maybe silver's still going to gain on it. And copper, still love what Dr. Copper is saying, that the world is going to do better, that copper is going to be in demand. In today's report, for my full service people, I already covered copper, and I give you a story, a big one that you want to read, give you a link to it on the cost of copper in Chile, what's going on, how the mines aren't able to produce what they want, and where the shortages are coming in. And Chile's a major, major copper producer, so you want to read this story for the long term. With that, I'm Ira Epstein. Remember, I'd like you to take a look at that report that I've got for you. Let's see if I can get you to it right here. Yeah, there we are. You go to iraepstein.com, or at any point you move your cursor to the top there, an icon if you're on a PC, and away you go. Myra, I'll catch you at the end of the day with our market wrap-up, and I'm going to have a haircut by then. Yeah, I've got one scheduled. Take care.